What is going on, guys? The Source Fox here today, back again bringing you Season 2, Episode 1 of the Football Manager 2017 Inter Milan save. As you can see, we're in the 29th of September, start of the season, the transfer window's closed, and a lot of interesting things have happened, so let's get into the transfers straight away. Starting with the departures, Marcelo Brozovic has gone to Stoke for a fee of £21 million. The reason being, we couldn't negotiate a contract at the end of the season, because at the start of the season of last year, I said he wanted a new contract. I said, we'll see how you do for the season, and then we'll negotiate at the end of the season. But unfortunately, talks couldn't break down. He had to come to say we had to sell him. So 21 million. He's played 5 games for Stoke, 1 goal, 1 assist so far. Got 33 games for us last year. Not too bad, I guess, as an overall player. 5 assists, 3 goals. But sad to see him go, because he could have been a useful player this year. Next up is the central defender in Jason Murillo. Tottenham just won the Champions League and the Premier League last year, and he said he wanted to win the Champions League medal, so we had to sell him. We sold him for £13 million straight up. So far he's made 6 appearances. If you're looking for us, he had an average rating of 7.24, 2 goals in 35 appearances. Not bad for a central defender, really. Not really a goal scorer, but he was a first team player. See, we go to last year in the Premier League. Tottenham won the league on 91 points, beating 2 points ahead of Arsenal, their rivals. But yeah, that's a good year for them. As you can see, Ivan Perisic scored the goal for him last year in the Champions League final against Barcelona. Our former Inter player. Of course, I never sold him. I would have liked to have Perisic at the club, but nice to see him doing good things. So let's move on to the next transfer. Eder is also another departure. Last year I did have a bit of confrontation with him, as the club automatically signed him for 10.25 million, as he was at the club 2 years on a loan. I had a bit of confrontation with him. He was always going to be on the transfer list. He was never going to be able to be took off the transfer list. He scored 13 goals in 24 appearances for us. Well, overall he scored 24 goals for the year in 23 appearances, but as it says here, 13 goals. Wasn't a bad player, but I thought we're going to have to sell him. But Torino were the only team offering straight money that we didn't have to pay his wages. So that's the reason why I sold him. Plus, he knows Italy better, and hopefully it doesn't come to haunt us when we play Torino, as he's a very good player. The next, we got Stefan Jovetic going to Malaga for 4.2 million. Last year, 24 appearances, 11 goals. Overall, 13 goals and 29 appearances. Not that great. Bit disappointed, really. But we've got a better striker on the transfers incomings, so we'll show you that after. And I doubt I had to sell him because we was in a negative wage budget, and he's on 75 grand, so I thought, well, let's get rid of him. So we've got a better striker now anyway, so hopefully we don't need to worry about that too much. Then we have Lamine Kone departing for Real Español for a fee of 3.1 million, potentially rising to about 4 million with clauses in the contract. But last year we signed him for 9.5 million. As you can see, only 9 appearances in total, 4 general appearances in the league. Not great. I signed him thinking he was going to get in the team. We didn't have enough registration slots, because I forgot how Serie A works. It's a bit unfortunate there, but we got some money back for him, and best of luck to him as well. We've also sold Keisuke Honda. We got him on a free transfer last year. Overall made 21 appearances, 9 substitution appearances, 19 appearances in the league, 4 goals, 3 assists. Not as good as I expect him to be. Didn't really give him the game time anyway. So Sassuolo sold him to him for £3 million. They're the only team. I think that's decent, considering his value's gone down to 2.7. So of course we made a profit on him anyway, because he was a free transfer. Scored them late 2 goals at the end of last year in that game. I can't remember which game it was now, but yeah, that 2 very important goals he scored, and I thank him for that. But he's had to go because we've got some better players. Next up, we got Dodo. He was automatically sold. I think he was out on loan to Sampdoria, but I think they had a clause in their contract saying that they could buy him, and yeah, so they've took that option to buy him. I don't think I would have got him in the team, to be honest with you. He looks like a good player, but I don't think I would have got him in the team. We also got rid of Francesco Bardi, as never played last year. He was only a backup anyway. Got £1 million for him. So yeah. Also, we've got another goalkeeper. And the rest of the transfers are, just free transfers and loan players that have loaned out. So now let's get to the fun stuff. Starting off with the transfers, you all know, we agreed contract terms in January with Olivier, the 23-year-old, very good player, very good stats. Signed up on a free from Atletico Madrid. I never got to use him at Atletico Madrid as he was out on loan at Porto, but he had a good year there. 18 appearances general, 2 goals. So far 3 games for us, 1 goal and assist. Some great stats on him from midfielder. 18 first touch, 18 passing, 17 technique. Well, for the advanced playmaker role, very good. 19 flair, 18 vision. Just what you need from a midfielder, considering these stats are out of 20 as well. Next up, we got the 22-year-old German Mahmoud Dahoud, good player from Borussia Mönchengladbach. As you know, in real life he's gone to Borussia Dortmund, if you didn't know. But yeah, he was released by Mönchengladbach, and it was a great opportunity to sign him. Again, he's another good young player. 17 first touch, 15 passing, 16 technique, 16 composure, not 16 vision. Just great stats really. We had to sign him. He's still got a bit of potential to grow, but he's near enough reached that potential almost. Now, a bit of a strange transfer. We got Uasim Boy. He got transfer listed by Juventus, and I thought, just as a backup, we'll sign him because why not, really? And yeah, he's just going to be a backup for the year. A player that I had nothing to do with, the head of youth development signed him, Giovanni Scarano. He's got very good potential. Very good young player by the looks of it, but we'd spend 1.7 million on it, I think. So it's 725,000, rising to about 1.7 million or something like that. Next, we've got an absolute cheap transfer in Fernando from Manchester City. 3-star ability, but not too bad. Great, only signed it for £2 million. It was transfer listed, so I thought, why not get him in as a backup to Mascherano, which he will be. But again, got great stats on him. Make you play in that defensive midfield or slightly forward, so a bit of versatile player. Now again, another transfer I had no control of. He was automatically signed by the board. Apparently he was on loan at us for 2 years, and he was signed for 17.25 million. But looking at his stats, really, he ain't too bad. But I don't think he's going to be a first team player. I don't really know who he is anyway. That's why I say, when the club signed him, I didn't have a clue who he was. And 17 million I could have been spending. But we're going to move on. Next up, the striker to replace Stefan Jovetic is Luciano Vietto. Now, I know I said last year I never got a chance to use him. That's why I thought I'm going to put a bid in for him. I'm going to get him. Of course, when he was at Atletico Madrid, he was out on loan. Never got the chance. He was out on loan to Sevilla. Played against us. Never got a chance to use him. As they signed him, Atletico Madrid signed him for 14.5 million. Loaned him out. Then I never got a chance to use him. Then Lazio bought him last year for 14.75 million. So they've made a profit. Louis van Gaal's team. But 22 million isn't a bad fee. I know it's quite a big fee, but he's a very good player. Looking at his stats, 15 finishing, 16 dribbling, 16 first touch, 18 agility. Some good stats there. 17 off the ball, which is vital for a striker as a trequartista as well. So let's move on to the last transfer. So a very expensive one now in £31.5 million. We've signed Jack Butland from Stoke. Just as Handanovic, he's 25. Handanovic is getting old. If you look at the stats, they're sort of similar with Handanovic. and I've never used Jack Butland, the Football Manager, and he's a good goalkeeper, so I thought we'll get him in. So if you look at the stats compared to Handanovic, they are fairly similar. Aerial reach 18 to Handanovic's 14. Not as good command of area, but similar. Good, same communication. Not as good first touch, but the same handling. Better kicking. Same one-on-ones. Slightly less reflexes, but they're about equal. Throwing, not quite as good, but again it's quite equal. Positioning is quite equal, and agility is better. So that's why I've bought him. His young goalkeeper, his young goalkeeper, 25. Handanovic is 34. I think that was the important thing I needed to do in the transfer window, is get some of the aging players out and bring some youth in to have a better challenge for the competitions this year. So overall, we spent £74 million. At the time we signed Jack Butland, that was the whole budget, £31.5 million. But we managed to get £52 million for the players with departed: Brozovic, Murillo, Eder, Jovetic, Kone, Honda, Dodo, Bardi. And then, like I said, a lot of other players gone out on a free transfer. Just players in the under-23s that aren't very good and are never going to get really much of a chance in the first team. And then all these players out on loan. Also, in terms of this year, looking at the tactics, it's still going to be the same. But I've looked at some of the young players we need to use as the depth for the team. We've also loaned in Nicolas Chiapacase. Carlos Puyol recommended him, as we got Puyol in as a scout. He's at Atletico Madrid. I never got to use him. I loaned him out. And yeah, I thought we'll get him in as a backup young goalkeeper. What am I about? A young forward. So hopefully I want to give him the chance. That is what I want to do this year. Like I say, I've got more youth players registered in the team, like DeMarco, Eboko. We've got Mattioli, Batella, Van Hudson. Just to give us some more depth in the team. They are quite good young players. Let's look at DeMarco. Good stats really for only just over a 2-star current ability. He's got massive potential on him, 20 years old, and he's got some good stats. So that's why I want to use him as a third choice left back or whatever. But yeah, I want to use some more youth. So look at the results now. I've done a few of the start of the season, a few games in the start of the season. Decent friendlies. We beat WSG Wattens 6-2. Just dominated that game. Beat Celtic 2-1. Drew 1-1 with Feyenoord. Beat Mulhouse 3-0. Drew 1-1 with Sporting. Beat Cavese 5-0. Then in the Super Cup final, we lost 5-1 to Well, I don't even know what I'm saying. We lost 5-1 to Juventus. Another demolishing result. Paulo Dybala, just on great form, scoring a hat-trick, and Oya getting 2 goals. And then we lost 4-2 in Messi's testimonial match. And in the start of the Serie A, we've done quite well. We beat Fiorentina 2-0, Kondogbia scoring twice there. Then we had a massive 6-1 victory away at Lazio. Vieto, Candreva, 2 goals from Gomez. Olivier and Miranda scored, smashing Louis van Gaal's team. I ripped the crap out of him in that press conference. And then Champions League group, we've got Liga, Warsaw, Liverpool and Barcelona. I knew we were going to get Liverpool and Barcelona because when they was drawing it, I said we're going to get Barcelona and Liverpool. But yeah, tough ones. I mean, drew 0-0 with Palermo. We absolutely dominated that game. And I don't know how we never won it. Candreva did miss a penalty as well. That's what this little symbol down here is. I thought I was going to score it. Then we beat Frosinone 3-1 away from home. Gomez scoring 2 and Candreva scoring. And so in this episode, after I've been talking for a long time, playing Cagliari and Liverpool. Also a quick bonus, I did get the Liverpool. I don't even know what I'm saying this episode. I did get the England job. Nothing really I'm going to show up. I'm just going to play the games in between. Update you on things possibly if you really want that. Looking at the results, my first 2 games are Russia and Italy. We lost 3-2 to Russia. We went 3-0 down and almost had a massive comeback. Rashford and Kane scoring them goals. And we had a 1-1 draw with Italy. And then in between we've got Netherlands, Russia and Italy again in the National League Division A, whatever that is. Hopefully we can do something in that. Also, while I remember, let's show you the business Juventus have done quite a lot. They bought James Rodriguez from Real Madrid for 26 million, rising to 35.5. More than that, Fabricio Oya got from Corinthians, the person that scored 2 goals against us in the Super Cup final. They signed Andre Onana, goalkeeper, Darmian from United, Kenny Tete from Ajax, and Rafael Di Janeiro from... Is that the kid? I have a feeling that's the lad we had. I've not looked. Yeah. But he was at our club anyway, but we sold him to Bologna, didn't we, last year? Okay. I didn't actually realise that. Just looked at the name. They've sold Marco Bajaka to Tottenham, Thomas Rincon, Izzo Neto for Tunis, Mandzukic to Toronto, Lili to Lazio, who was in goal for that 6-1 demolishing. Of course, we signed Boy. Also, they got Gianluigi Buffon, retired completely from football, only playing at 2 clubs. Absolute legend in the game, 40 years old. Enjoy your retirement. Dani Alves left as well. Fair enough. Where's he gone? I've not looked. I didn't even know Dani Alves left. He has retired. He went to West Ham for a bit, but he's decided to retire. So yeah, let's crack on with this episode, as it feels like I've been talking for ages. So let's get into the home game against Cagliari. And the lineups for also playing in the usual 4-3-3 formation: Butland, Ansaldi, Miranda, Ogbonna, Cedric, Mascherano, Dahoud, Kondogbia, Candreva, Vieto and Gomez will be starting. Now, Cagliari are playing their 5-3-2 formation. I absolutely hate playing against them. 5 of the back formations, but they got Lamana, Garcia, Bruno Alves, Salomon, Magnasco, Maru, Ionita, Kurtic, Trejo, Ibarbo and Jermaine Defoe. Saying Ogbonna never played last year, but with the sale of Jason Murillo, we've got to get him in the team. So let's get into the game. Turn the sound off because I forgot to turn it off. I forgot it was on, and yeah, hopefully that hasn't affected me talking too much. Got a chance here with Vieto, loses it to Bruno Alves. Now can Cagliari push forward? Magnasco getting close down. Solomon gives the ball away. Good, quick, fluid passing play. Alejandro Gomez straight at Lamana, but we're playing well. Should be probably a bit more than 1-0 up. Last chance before half time, Candreva with a free kick. It's Kondogbia, back out wide to Candreva, and Lamana has recovered well to make a save. We've got a corner. This probably going to be the last chance of the half. Can Candreva get a good delivery in? Does. Miranda's give away a foul anyway. It missed the chance, but it's going to be half time. And that is it. Half time, 1-0 up, playing well. We need to keep things up for the second half. Had a good positive start to the season. Let's not let it slip now. And it's Magnasco to Kurtic to Bruno Alves, who's quite high forward actually. Garcia, Bruno Alves, Kurtic, Trejo, Kurtic, Bruno Alves, Garcia. Cagliari looking for some possession now. It's Ibarbo. Good save there from a Jack at Butland. And it's a corner, and Butland has saved it quite well. We've had a corner, balls bouncing about everywhere. Ogbonna, Gomez, and Dahoud just put one in the back of the net. It's 2-0. That's his first goal of the season. And Soldi with a chance, but the game's paused. Nothing's gonna happen if it's not paused. Okay, Dahoud. Oh, okay. That's an own goal. I just realised as well there's no replays, so let's have a look at that dreadful goal. I turned them off because just to get through the games. Dahoud just plays one through. It's gone through the keeper. He's got butterfingers, but yes, we're 3-0 up. We're on the attack again. We've got Cedric. Puts the ball in the box. He's come back out with still on the ball. Kondogbia to Dahoud to Gomez. Alejandro Gomez makes it 4-0. Absolutely quality stuff. Maybe we should bring Olivier on and see what he can do. So let's do that. So let's review this goal, as it was an absolute beauty. Just simple stuff. Kondogbia, Dahoud, Gomez. He's hit it straight in the bottom corner. Quality. Cagliari's played the ball up. Olivier now out wide to Candreva. Ball in the box. Vieto. 5-0. Things are just marvellous. Oh wait, it's offside. It's offside. Are you joking? That was brilliant. Butland's played one forward. Salomon. It's Mascherano now. Olivier. Gomez. Taking the ball forward. He's a very good inside forward, Gomez is. Cagliari can't play it forward. Ogbonna's intercepted it. Kondogbia to Olivier. Good ball out wide to Ansaldi in the space. Kondogbia. Luciano Vieto. Gomez. Good ball out wide to Cedric. That's why I've got two very good attacking fullbacks. Can't find the cross, but Kondogbia is going to pick it up. Again, switching the ball. That's why I've got... Okay, back post, Candreva. Doesn't matter what I'm on about. Gomez made it. 5-0. Just very good football, isn't it? It's absolutely brilliant football. That's my fullbacks doing exactly what they're doing. And Soldi, back post, Candreva knocks it across, and it's 5-0. Just absolutely brilliant stuff. And again, we're on the attack. Olivier now. Back to Cedric. Ball in the box, Vieto, 6-0. Have I got this on extended? I've got it on a key highlights as well. So if I'm just saying all this extra stuff, oh, it's 6-0. We're just an absolute dominant force. Atletico Madrid, I bet they're kicking themselves in the teeth. They've sold all the players, which I will need to update you on because a lot more players have gone. And it's the 90th minute. Cagliari are finally going to be happy. This game's almost over. They've been absolutely poor. I was saying I can't play well against the 5-3-2 formation, and we've just absolutely destroyed it today. We've just scored 6 goals. I honestly wasn't expecting a 6-0 demolishing from a very good team of ours. Poor ball there from Butland though, I'm not going to lie. Ansaldi, Gomez, Olivier, and that is it. It's full time at the San Siro, or the Giuseppe Meazza. I don't think that's the actual name. I think it's generally just the San Siro as we all know it. But what a game that was. Absolutely happy to show you that. We've got a big game against Liverpool next, and I'm going to update you on the Atletico Madrid transfers as well and how they're getting on. 14 shots, 10 on target, 44 possession. Not about the possession, it's about the chances. We had 10 shots on target. We're on a 15 goal difference for the season. 4 wins and a draw. Scored 17, only conceded 2, which is good stuff. So Leonardo Jardim this summer has sold £217 million worth of players. Griezmann's gone to Man City for £115 million. Saul to PSG for £78 million. Theo Hernandez to Arsenal for £20.5 million. Emilio Velasquez has gone to Ajax and sold some youth players. Ball has gone to AEK. Torres has retired. Loaned out some players, but the transfers they've made: Asia Ilramandi, Diego Costa, Kelechi Iheanacho, Almir Nabuilian from Rubin Kazan, Samu Castigiello, and Brian Moreu. 122 million spent, 217 million in. So far, the second in the league. So, can they get their stuff together and maybe win the league? Let's look at the league. 2 points behind Barcelona, who have 6 games unbeaten so far. I've not looked at their transfers. Philippe Coutinho, where a football manager must know the real life world of football, as Coutinho could be going to Barcelona in real life, and they've signed for 86 million, which is probably roughly what they're going to spend in real life. Christian Pavon, Boca Juniors, and they've signed Mateo, that guy. They've sold Digne, Roberto, and a few other players. But looking at the players, they made 38.5 million, spend 93. Real Madrid are struggling this year. I've not looked at them, so let's have a look at them while we're here. Still's got Zidane in charge. Spent 104 million. Julian Weigl, Brandt, Upamecano, Weiser, Maroulis, and that guy. They sold Casemiro to Arsenal, Rodriguez to Juventus, as we know, Coentrao, and a few players leaving for free. So as we play Liverpool next in the Champions League, let's have a look at their updates. They're currently 4th in the league. Let's look at the transfers. Spent 104 million. Asir Villalabre, Alex Iwobi for 34 million. Leo Baptista, Milinkovic Savic, Joel, and Helder Ferreira. As we know, they sold Coutinho to Barcelona. They sold Grosskreutz to Wolfsburg. Macho Gomez has he gone to anyone? No, he's actually a free transfer. He's quite a good young player. Just gone to Leeds in real life. As I'm recording this video, Bogdan, free transfers, a few loanees as well. Markovic, honestly don't know why they just don't sell him, because he's never actually got in the Liverpool team, I don't think. Signed in 14-15 year, in the 14-15 season for 20 million. He's gone out on loan almost every blooming year. He's 24. Might as well just sell him, get some money. While we look at the start of the Premier League year as well, United are struggling, down in 8th. 2 wins, West Brom 3-1, Newcastle 2-0, Arsenal 1-1, Chelsea 2-2, lost to City 2-1 and lost 2-0 to Tottenham. Tottenham are the defending champions who are currently second. Liverpool won it in the first year, I didn't know that, in the 16-17 year, when we was at Atletico Madrid. But, man, it's interesting stuff. Should we have a look at United transfers? As the last one's going to have a look at. So Lewandowski, Sergio Aurier, Rafael Guerrero. Fellaini's gone on a free transfer. They've loaned out Tachaya Chong. Johnston's gone. And they haven't done too bad. Darmin sold. Probably could have got a bit more. Okay, so we are going to Anfield to play Liverpool in the Champions League. They're playing Mignolet, Miguel Leon, Sacco, Jean Matip, Nathaniel Klein, Serge, don't even know that. Okay, it's Milankovic, Savic, Henderson, Leo Baptista, Firmino, Iwobi, and Villabre. Van Alden, Alberto Moreno, James Milner, Sabritzer, Hendricks, Lovren, and Karius on the bench. We're going with an unchanged lineup for what we played against Cagliari, Jack Butland, Ansaldi, Miranda. God, I don't even know what I'm saying today. Ansaldi, Miranda, Ogbonna, Cedric, Mascherano, Kondogbia, Dahoud, Candreva, Gomez, and Vieto. The same bench. I'll say the same bench. I forgot to do it again. I forgot you have less substitutions in the Champions League than you do in the Serie A. That's why there's like no attackers on the bench other than Fernando that player, I can't say his name, Gagliardini, Santon, Mattioli, very defensive. Yeah, I really need to forget that. I really need to remember that for Champions League games. So they're the lineups. Liverpool apparently favourites, but I believe we're a slightly better team. So kick off. Liverpool did lose their first game to Barcelona in the Champions League as we won. So it'll be a tough game here at Anfield, but this is what I really wanted to do. Be Juventus manager, have some good success with him. Hopefully do well in the Champions League this year. The Europa League didn't go too well last year, but we won the league, which put us directly in the Champions League, which I'm not too bothered about the Europa League as we won the Serie A. Okay, Jordan Henderson plays it to Baptista to Villabre, and good defending there from Angelo Ogbonna, who's got a bit of experience playing against Liverpool when he was at West Ham. And got Jack Butland as well, expecting him to use his experience. What a save that was from Butland from that Klein effort. Another corner to Liverpool. Miguel Leon with a corner. Dahoud's knocked it clear, but only to Jordan Henderson on the edge of the box. Leon, good defending. Can we actually clear the ball? Villabre has just scored for Liverpool. Oh, it's offside. Even better. Thank you, assistant. In the last game, we had a disallowed goal. Liverpool have now got a disallowed goal. Fortunes could be going our way today. Dahoud, Kondogbia, back out wide to Gomez. It's just a great dribbling with the ball, and that was a sloppy pass there. Joel Mignolet, poor kick. Candreva's intercepted it. Kondogbia, he finds Vieto, who loses it to Sacco. But they're playing a lot of balls back to the goalkeeper, so if we can close him down, put him under pressure. Mignolet come out a long way there. Bonner gives it to Kondogbia with poor pass. Cedric, poor pass. Baptista. Dahoud. Come on, Gomez, show your qualities today. Luciano Vieto against him on there, Mignolet, and we've scored. Just that bit of quality, just to drive forward, just to get a half yard of space in the box, and just to put it in the back of the net. That's what we expect him to do. Yeah, Vieto, good bit of skill, absolutely destroyed Sacco, and Mignolet never even bothered saving it. Just 1-0 up, brilliant stuff. And Miranda's on the ball, plays it to Mascherano, to Dahoud, to Luciano Vieto, and he's rushed that one forward. Could not find Candreva there. Firmino can't get on that there. Kondogbia, Dahoud's look for one forward, a bit ambitious. I think this might be a slightly smaller pitch than what we're used to playing on, to be honest with you, because there's a lot of long balls going back and forward. Baptista, Villabre makes it 1-1. We were only in the lead for about a minute, but this time the assistants can't give us an advantage as Villabre scores. As it was a fair goal. Firmino, good ball. Just why was everyone at bloody Firmino? Leo Baptista just then had to put the ball across the box, which he'd done. We fell asleep a bit on the defending, but yeah, not great. Barcelona are winning 2-0. Not too much is happening in this game. By the looks of it, Liverpool have been the better side, I'm not going to lie. But yeah, got a goal kick with Jack Butland. Plays it to Vieto. Not the tallest of people, but Dahoud's picked it up. Gomez. Back to Dahoud. Poor ball out wide to Ansaldi. Baptista already had his name covered there. Mignolet's going to just... We need to close Mignolet down a bit more. Villabre, we cleared the ball from him. Sergej, can't even say his name. Sergej. I was going to call him Sir. I don't even know what I'm going to say. But Butland, bit of a nervy clearance there. But we're struggling at the back, I think, this game. Cedric, poor touch, Villabre. Butland's had to make the save. We're on edge, man. We are on edge. And something's got to change for the second half. Or else we are going to concede. And Butland's claiming that in the 6-yard box. What he should be doing as a goalkeeper. Good stuff. And it's going to be half time now. Well, the minute's been added on. So there we go, half time. Let's get into these players. They've not been at their best today, honestly. Okay, second half's underway. I'm going to play a bit counter-attack this second half. Gomez is coming forward straight away. Kondogbia and Soldi is offside. Good attack though, good attack. It's Leo Baptiste out. Firmino trying to find one. Nathaniel Klein is come fairly stray, and it's Butland having to make another save. Not going to lie, we've had one shot and one on target, and that was the goal. Them stats are dreadful. Liverpool looking to come forward again. It's Alex Iwobi, Roberto Firmino, Leo Baptiste out in the box to Villabre. Oh, what a save that was from Jack Butland. Deflected effort. He pushed it wide. Hopefully we can... Okay, Van Aldum's come on for Henderson. See, now this is where I'm really screwed because I haven't done the substitutions, so all my attacking players are not there. So Candreva's had a piss poor game, I'm not going to lie. So I can't physically make a change because we haven't got a winger, we haven't got João Mario or Olivier or anyone to bring on. So I'm just going to put an extra player in midfield, I think, because that's, I think, where Liverpool are dominating the most. So I'm going to bring on Roberto Gagli, that guy. Put him as a box-to-box midfielder, and then Vieto. Have to try putting him wide. Might not work, but got to try it. Nothing. We're not having any chances. Okay, we got a corner. Gomez. It's in the box. Mile's claimed it as his own.